kind of car you drive, whether or not you like apple pie, there's something special about baseball on the 4th of July, an American holiday and an American pastime. Happy 4th of July. We've got the opener, a good baseball game coming up between the Tampa Bay Rays and Minnesota Twins. And another gorgeous day of weather here at Target Field. Dick Kramer along with Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven, and April 6th aside, I still believe this is the most important birthday of the baseball season.
Happy 4th of July to you, and hopefully the Twins will get a victory here this afternoon.
Well, it'll be Brian Dunsing's first July start, and you stand back and look at it, he actually had a pretty good month of June with 5 starts.
I think we go back to yesterday when Glenn Perkins, had that save opportunity. Matt Capps on Saturday, it didn't work out for him. In yesterday's ball game, it did not work out for him again. So there's 25 guys on a team. Guys have to pick up each other. He struck out Fielder, then he struck out Casey McGee for that Twins victory.
And so someone, the Twins hope, will be there to save a game for Brian Dunsing, who makes a start today.
Yeah, Brian Dunsing starting this afternoon. He's coming off over his last 5 starts, 3-2. Now, last start, he pitched 3 very good innings against the Dodgers. He struggled a little bit in the 4th and 5th, but still picked up the victory in a 6-4 win against the Dodgers, making just his 3rd career start against the Rays, who he beat earlier this year. For the Rays, it will be David Price. This guy loves his fastball because he's got a good one. Making a start against the Twins that the Twins have not seen him yet this year. Making the All-Star team again for the 2nd time. This will be a tough challenge this afternoon against his tough lefty.
And the Twins have had their hands full against Tampa Bay already this year. We've got a special baseball game on a special day. First pitch coming up in a moment.
Twins territory tuning in to us. It's the Twins and the Tampa Bay Rays kicking off a 3-game series here on Fox Sports North. I'm Rob Mikowski. Thanks for tuning in. When you think of July 4th, you think of family, friends, cookouts, hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecues, all the fun stuff, pools that go with the 4th of July. But I grabbed a baseball player, Michael Kadire, and talked about what does the 4th of July mean to you as a baseball player?
It means everything. We wouldn't be the country we are today without it. Got all the real heroes, the men and women that are fighting overseas for us, for this day, for Independence Day, for our freedom. And, I'm just fortunate that we're in a position that we can entertain for about 3 hours and, be able to get on TV and share our appreciation for those guys.
Here's hoping for a great day of baseball. It's Kadire and the Twins facing David Price and the Tampa Bay Rays. Twins send Brian Dunsing to the mound. First pitch coming up next.
Johnny Damon to lead things off against Brian Dunsing, and the first pitch taken for a strike. A beautiful day. Game time temperature going to be right around 90 degrees, they say.
Well, Dunsing making his 16th start, his second against the Rays this year.
Nishioka will have no play, with Damon getting an infield hit. A chopper over the mound for an opening base hit. Here's the Menard batting order with Damon on top. Sean Rodriguez, Evan Longoria, B.J. Upton, Justin Ruggiano, Casey Kochman, Kelly Shopik, Matt Joyce, and Elliott Johnson.
And Dunsing on the mound. He has the only win against the Rays this year. The Twins are 1-6 against the Rays so far. And he needs to do a little better job against right-handed hitters. Left-handers hitting .209, but right-handers hitting .315. 6 of the 7 home runs that Dunsing has allowed have been to right-handed hitters.
Here's Sean Rodriguez, and the first pitch taken for a strike.
Well, the Rays come into town 10 games over 500 in third place in the American League Eastern Division, 4 games behind the Yankees.
There's a liner to drill to center field, so the inning starts with a pair of singles. Runners at first and second. Dunsing's thrown nothing but strikes, but he's in a first inning predicament already. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Jason Repko, Ben Revere, Michael Kadire in the outfield. Tolbert in at third. Danny Valencia is the designated hitter. Nishioka, Casilla, and Hughes with Mauer catching. The Twins have had their problems with the Rays, having lost 6 of the 7 games. And without missing a beat, the Rays come out and get a couple of hits to start the ball game today against Dunsing.
Well, Evan Longoria up against Brian Dunsing. Missed about a month with a left oblique strain from early April to early May. Still a very dangerous hitter.
That's what was so impressive about Tampa's dominance of the Twins early in the season. They did it without their best player, Evan Longoria.
Yeah, Longoria, for the first time in 4 seasons, he is not going to the All-Star game, mainly because he missed a month early on, almost the same as Joe Mauer. Mauer missing about 2 months.
1-0 to Longoria. Got an off day yesterday. That one hit to left, hanging in the air, and Repko with the catch, 1 away. So a fairly well hit ball for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up B.J. Upton. Twins baseball brought to you on this national holiday in Sony High Definition. Why, this homestand so far has been highlighted by incredible weather. I guess after the 2-hour rain delay on Friday, it's been very, very pleasant here at this beautiful ballpark. Here is Upton. A down year for Upton in the batting average department, but still a dozen home runs and 43 runs batted in. And a breaking ball lifted foul into the seats. Not only is Ben Zobrist not playing in the cleanup spot for the Rays, he's not playing at all. And based on what Zobrist had done in the earlier Tampa Bay series here, that's a little surprising. I'd expect him to have been in the 4th spot, but Zobrist, who got 8 hits in 3 games and 13 runs batted in, is not in the starting lineup for the Rays. 1-1. So yesterday Longoria got a day off. Zobrist gets the day off today, apparently.
Yeah, long season. Joe Madden does a good job, as Ron Gardenhire does, to give certain guys days off here and there. Zobrist, I'm sure, wanted to play in this 3-game series.
See if we can get him a day off tomorrow night, too. Pitch is up high, 2-1.
Dunsing just making his 3rd career start against the Rays. Both his other starts in Tampa Bay. So making his first career start here against the Rays. 3 relief appearances. Not a lot of at-bats. B.J. Upton against Dunsing, 2 for 6.
Two and one. The cleanup hitter. Popped up. Over for a look is Hughes. And can't quite reach in far enough to make the catch.
Yeah, that ball was high enough to where the wind's blowing out to left. That ball actually drifted back toward the playing field. So Luke Hughes got over there by that short railing fence. You see the flags blowing out. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful stadium.
2-2. Dunsing to Upton. And now full count. See what the Rays do with their runners. We have seen Joe Madden over the years run the bases very aggressively. A lot of hit and runs. And a chance here maybe for the runners to take off. Damon at second, Rodriguez at first.
Not a bad move right there by Dunsing, seeing if Johnny Damon, maybe if he's running, leaving a little early.
And now the 3-2 pitch. Runners stay put and the pitch fouled away. You know, the Rays hanging in there. They're competing in a very tough division, even though they lost all that talent from a year ago. They, like the Twins, have rebuilt the bullpen almost from scratch. Losing Carl Crawford, Carlos Pena, the guys who were so instrumental in winning a division last year, hitting in the middle of their lineup. Runners stay put, and it's ball 4. Close pitch, but now the bases are loaded for Ruggiano.
Well, it's Paul Amel behind the plate here this afternoon. And take a look at the pitch. Down in the strike zone. Dunsing walking the bases loaded with the runners at first and second. Now bases loaded. There's the crew. Paul Emmel, Rob Drake at first, Ron Darling, the crew chief, at second base, and Bruce Streckman at third.
So a tough spot for Dunsing right away in this first inning. Big swing and a miss. 0-1.
Dunsing would like to get a strikeout right here. 61 strikeouts in 87 innings pitched coming into this ball game.
Bouncer right side.
That's even better.
One. Double play. Taylor made. And Dunsing escapes the first inning. And today we celebrate our nation's independence on the 4th of July with baseball. It's a chance to remember the sacrifice that so many men and women have made throughout the years so that we're free to enjoy our lives. Even some of the game's greatest players stopped playing the game to serve our country. So as you sit back, relax, and get ready for the Twins and Rays, let's remember what freedom means to America and enjoy the 4th of July.
Couldn't have said it any better, Dick.
Well, Uncle Sam is here. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and there is something special if you have any affection at all for the game of baseball. It just seems like the place to be, a ballpark on the 4th of July. Ron Gardenhire has had a winning record against the Rays, but the Rays have had the better of it this year, having won 6 of the 7 games. See if they can get that first inning run, that early run that they've done a nice job of getting so far in this homestand. Revere leads things off. Strike one.
Well, they'll have to do it against a hard-throwing David Price, making his 18th start of the year and his first against the Twins.
And another strike, 0-2. Price particularly tough against left-handed batters. That's why Jim Thomey's not on the lineup for the Twins today.
Yeah, left-handers hitting just 170 against David Price, and over his young career, left-handers hitting only 206. He's only given up 2 home runs to left-handed hitters. Ben Revere, not a home run hitter, but looking to make good contact right here. Utilizes speed to get on.
1-2. Backhanded nicely by Longoria. Throws him out. So Revere made a bid for an extra base hit. But Longoria got the long first hop and was able to turn it into an out.
One thing with David Price and left-handed hitters, I mean, he throws the ball in the mid-90s. So as an infielder, especially with a left-hander up, you kind of play a little bit toward that third baseline, and it worked out perfect for Longoria. A lot of times early on, you'll see that third baseman play off the line. But when you got a hard thrower out on that mound, you kind of protect that line a little bit more. So a nice defensive play by Longoria.
And Casilla on the first pitch pops it up to the right side. Sean Rodriguez, and out number 2. Here's the Twins lineup with Revere and Casilla already retired. Joe Mauer will hit next. Middle of the lineup, Padayer, Valencia, and Hughes, and Repko, Tolbert, and Nishioka.
Well, the scouting report on David Price. He's making his second straight All-Star appearance. Appeared last year, and this guy can be overpowering with this fastball. 116 strikeouts in 118 innings pitched coming into this ball game.
Last year he started the All-Star game for the American League. Mauer takes a fastball that singes the outside corner.
Well, Mauer currently on an 8-game hitting streak. That average slowly getting back up there. Hitting a .244, 21 hits and 86 at-bats.
And now inside, 1-1. Now the Twins will face a couple of all-star pitchers in this series. Price today, James Shields tomorrow. One and one to Mauer. And now 2-1.
That's that slider right there by Price. Mainly a fastball, hard slider. Once in a while throw in like a slurve curveball, and then the changeup. Just 25 years old in his 4th season with the Rays.
High chopper over the mound. Elliott Johnson bobbles it, and Mauer will reach on an error. Now the Twins catch a break here. A 2-out error extends the inning. Here the Rays out of the field. Ruggiano in left, Upton in center, Matt Joyce, another all-star, in right. Longoria, Johnson, Rodriguez, and Kochman around the infield. Kelly Shopik does the catching.
Yeah, the Rays defensively come in with the fewest errors in the American League. That was their 41st error of the year, and for Elliott Johnson, his first.
Well, here's Padayer, who's, of course, been the anchor in the middle of this Twins lineup for a long time. He has not had any success at all against David Price, 0 for 9. Ball 1.
And Price has struck him out 6 times. So Michael Padayer representing the Twins in the All-Star game. These guys will get the, well, I don't know, maybe David Price, one of those pitchers he doesn't want to talk to offensive hitters. I know Bob Gibson was that way. I had a chance to talk to him about that.
This one hit to left center field, and Upton over a few steps. And makes the catch to end the inning. Scoreless first here at Target Field. by Pentair.
Scoreless ball game after an inning between the Twins and the Rays here on the 4th of July at Target Field. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Jason Kubel, we got some news on his injured foot, and it's not good news in today's Sanford Health Injury Report. Jason Kubel is on an airplane headed back to the Twin Cities. He will be examined by Twin Cities doctors. He's been experiencing some setbacks, and in particular, when he pushes off of that foot when he's playing defense. Of course, he hurt it in Detroit, jumping and landing for a home run ball. So Kubel was not going to play for a couple days anyways, Dick and Bert. So the thought process was, why not bring him back here to the Twin Cities and have him looked at by our doctors? As for the next step, we don't know. It's going to be MRI, X-ray, something of that ilk, to see what the next step is in the rehab process. But for now, the news not encouraging on Jason Kubel.
Well, thank you, Robbie, and that is discouraging for all of us. We were talking yesterday about that stretch of games coming up after this series. There's a liner fair into the corner and off the side angle, and now they throw behind Kochman, and he does a belly flop to get back to first base. So it looked from up here as if that ball was going to go into the corner, but it hit the angled wall. Then Kadire fell down in right field, and then Kochman got dirty trying to get back to first.
Yeah, one guy that's really picked it up, getting an opportunity to play, is Casey Kochman. Watch this ball ricochet off that wall, and Kadire has to end up barehanding it as the ball gets out to him quickly. He slips, gets up, and then throwing behind. Kochman diving back. His hand came off the bag, but then he got it back on again.
So another leadoff hit for the Rays. And here's Kelly Shopping. It's hit hard, but hooking foul. We're talking about the four-game series coming up after this series. 4 in Chicago, and then after the break, 3 4-game series here at Target Field. 4 with Kansas City, 4 with Cleveland with the made-up game from an earlier postponement, and then 4 here with Detroit. We'd like to have Jason Kubel available for that, for part of that anyway, because he's done so well against teams in the American League Central. 1 strike to Shopping, and now strike 2.
And that's a big pitch right there for Dunsing. He's got to work that fastball in, makes that slider down and in that much more effective, and then also the changeup that he throws away. In his last outing against the Dodgers, 3 very good innings, and then he just kind of lost his release point. He himself said he didn't know where the ball was going, but he ended up pitching 5 innings and got the win in the 6-4 win over the Dodgers.
Tapper to short. How many can they get? Shopping doesn't run well. And Casillas' throw got him. Quick release and a strong throw from the second baseman, and the Twins have their second double play.
Well, there's that strong arm by Alexi Casilla. We highlighted that a couple games ago. Nishioka flipping it to him, and then Casilla, the short, strong throw. And Luke Hughes doing a good job of keeping that foot on the bag as he has to reach out for the outfield side of the field to get the double play. So Dunsing getting a couple double plays turned behind him early.
And here's Matt Joyce. Swing and a miss.
Hey, Tim Laudner, I know you're down in that camera well, and you're probably baking down there. But to me, Brian Dunsing, really a guy that has to show inside and out and change speeds.
Absolutely, Bert. He's been somewhat of a slow starter over his career, where he takes a few innings to get adjusted. But if he stays with and perseveres with that fastball, that makes his other pitches that much better. I think and certainly not the last couple of starts, but earlier in the season, he'd want to get away from that fastball too early in the game, because that's what sets up his other pitches. That's what makes his other pitches that much better. Let's see if he perseveres through this and keeps attacking with that fastball. He got a couple of big double play balls with it.
2-1 to Joyce, and that floats over the inside corner. 2-2.
Yeah, Matt Joyce making his first All-Star appearance.
He said yesterday when he got the word it's his first All-Star game at any professional level, not in the minor leagues. Said he had to go back to Little League days to find another time when he made an All-Star game. And he's one of the guys that stepped up in the absence of Carl Crawford and Carlos Pena and some of the other players that the Rays have missed. You give other players opportunities, and you look for Matt Joyce and guys like that to step up.
Yeah, Matt Joyce making his first All-Star appearance, as James Shields his, David Price is second, and then on the fan voting, Ben Zobrist, because of that weekend he had here, is on that ballot, along with on my favorite, I think, Paul Konerko.
Well, yeah, if Konerko doesn't make the All-Star game, they just shouldn't play the game. Well, seriously, how is he not named to the squad already?
Well, because every team has to be represented, and sometimes it becomes a numbers game.
Boy.
Second walk for Dunsing.
Be a little embarrassing if a guy ends up winning the league MVP award and he didn't make that year's All-Star game. That's how good a year Konerko's having. Second walk for Dunsing, and here's Elliott Johnson.
Reed Brenyak, normally the shortstop, but he's been struggling at the plate, so Elliott Johnson getting an opportunity to get some at-bats. Johnson spent some time on a disabled list, about 3 weeks with a left knee strain. A switch hitter, hitting .256 as a right-handed hitter.
And now 2-0. Dunsing is facing the number 9 batter. He's only retired 3 hitters so far.
Pitcher's best friend, the double play, have helped him out.
The other one was a line out to left. So maybe one of those games, at least Dunsing hopes, where his roughest innings will be his first innings. 2-0. 3-0 with Damon on deck.
You step off the mound, you kind of take a deep breath, you get back on and say, let's go. Throw that ball right down the heart of the plate. Johnson, I'm sure, probably taking a pitch right here. Sometimes there's just lack of concentration, lack of focus. There's a strike. Been there many times. It stays with you for a while, and then all of a sudden it just leaves, and then now you have to fight yourself out there to get back in that strike zone. And the best way to do that is to pick up that catcher's glove and throw the ball right through the glove. Not to it, through it.
Driven to right. A well-hit ball, but it's the third out.
And if it doesn't get to the glove, you hope they hit it hard at somebody.
He nearly hit it through Kadyr's glove. Brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Well, that scene could be just about anywhere in Minnesota. It happens to be part of the Whitefish chain of lakes in north central Minnesota, between Pequot Lakes and Cross Lake. A lot of family-owned resorts and hotels, a lot of other lodging options, 25 golf courses within a 30-mile radius of the Whitefish chain. One of my favorite nights fishing ever spent on the Whitefish chain. A limit of walleyes before sunset.
That's up in the Brainerd area.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And I don't know whether it made it more special for me because I was the only one in the boat catching fish, or whether that was a hindrance. But
or you were the only one in the boat.
No, there actually were a couple of guys. Yeah. Well, Danny Valencia, for whatever reason,
he owns it.
He's now 5 for 5 with 2 walks against David Price.
I came in against David Price 4 for 4. So Danny Valencia trying to get that average back up, and a fastball. Danny, of course, we know he likes to swing that bat, and lining that ball between third and short in the left field. So Twins get their first hit.
And now Luke Hughes will hit. And a built high strike.
Some of these Twins players have never faced David Price before. Luke Hughes, one of those. Price, a 19-game winner last year in his first full season as a starter for the Rays. With fastball middle in.
And even though his one-loss record isn't as impressive as it was a year ago at this time, he had 12 wins at the All-Star break last year. Joe Maddon says he thinks he's a better pitcher this year than he was last year. Got a little bit more command of his fastball, mixing in his pitches, and has a better sense of what it takes to get batters out. And he got Hughes out on 3 fastballs.
Yeah, just blew him away right there. So Price picking up his first strikeout. Yeah, I mean, that comes with starts, Dick. You know, just his 73rd Major League start.
Twins and Rays are at it again tomorrow night, and it's a Sports Authority Value Pack game. You can purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch and get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for the game, so call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Weather's supposed to be very nice here through the week. Got 2 more games after today, then the Twins go to Chicago and then the All-Star break. Here's Jason Repko. Showing bunt with third baseman Longoria playing 2/3 of the way back on the dirt.
Yeah, not a bad play right there by Repko. Looking around at the defense. Longoria playing a deep third. Thought about if that pitch is a little bit over the plate, he may have laid it down. That brings Longoria in a little bit.
And a hit and a run and a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. Valencia will gain third base. Valencia took off looking in, and he saw that ground ball go right over the mound and into center field.
Yeah, nicely done by Ron Gardenhire, putting on a hit and run. You know, you almost have to guess 70% that he's going to come back with another fastball, which he does. And over the plate, there goes, you know, Valencia looking in. Now the ball's in front of him, so he goes over to third base. Very nice hit and run put on by Repko and the Twins.
In the 7 games played earlier between these two teams, of all the games and all the opponents the Twins have played, I was the most impressed with the Rays and what they were able to do against the Twins. Late inning heroics in St. Petersburg and a lot of hit and runs like what we just saw here in the series here. Now we'll see if the Twins might be tempted to squeeze a run in. And Tolbert squaring to bunt with the third base runner Valencia inching down the line. Ball 1. Two and 0.
Well, again, Price making only his 4th career start against the Twins, but he's done very well in the American League Central Division. Some pretty good names on that list right there.
So you know going in, you're not going to have too many opportunities like this one. It's critical for the Twins to get at least a run here in the 2nd inning. 3-0 with Nishioka on deck.
Yeah, this is only his 2nd career start here at Target Field. He pitched last year on July 2nd against Scott Baker, and the Twins beat him 2-1.
Off camera, right?
So that's the type of game that when Price starts, you know it's going to be a low-scoring game. So you do want to take advantages of these type of opportunities.
At the knees. So yeah, he's got an ERA overall of under 3.5, yet he's lost 6 games. So you know, for a good part of those 6 losses, it was a low-scoring game where teams took advantage of opportunities like this to beat them in a low-scoring game.
Timmy, 3-1 count with your number 9 hitter up, Matt Tolbert. Tim Laudner, you've got to be looking fastball right here, don't you?
Well, absolutely.
He's going to throw it right
down the middle and hope for something good to happen. He can't afford to keep walking these guys like this. You know, Bert, he is one of the elite pitchers in the league, but the danger is you know, don't give him too much credit as a Minnesota Twins hitter in the Minnesota Twins lineup. Don't give this guy too much credit. He's got to throw it over the plate just like everybody else.
Repko goes, and Tolbert tried to hit it behind him. 3-2.
Again, you know, Repko, good speed, 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. He takes off, and Tolbert does get the fastball, but just got underneath it.
So with 1 out, Tolbert at all costs trying to avoid a strikeout, trying to put the ball in play here. And even with 2 strikes, Longoria playing, well, now he's retreating a little bit, but he'll inch forward, playing in front of the bag. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. So now they're loaded up with 1 down, and Nishioka coming to the plate.
Walks really have not hurt Price. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out to talk to his left-hander. But that's only his 23rd walk in 120 innings pitched. Just trying to overthrow that fastball. Jim Hickey, quick trip to the mound.
So the Twins execute the hit and run. They threaten a squeeze play. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Nishioka due up. Nishioka has 14 hits on the season, 7 from each side of the plate. And this, if it is a base hit, would be probably his biggest hit as a Twin. To get that early lead that the Twins have gotten in recent games.
Well, we saw Nishioka in yesterday's ball game lay down a bunt, a sacrifice bunt, first sacrifice of the year. Longoria playing even with the bag. Kochman playing behind the runner Tolbert.
Of course, with the bases loaded, it's a force play at any base.
Right.
Ball 1.
But Nishioka could take that ball with him down that first baseline.
1-0 to Nishioka. To the right field corner, slicing away from Joyce. It's over his head. Valencia scores, Repko scores, and Nishioka delivers a 2-run double.
Well, Nishioka getting his biggest hit as a member of the Minnesota Twins so far this year. That's what I was talking to Tim Laudner about. You know, you fall behind, you got to look fastball, and that's exactly what Nishioka got. Lined it into the corner over the head of Joyce, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead. So Nishioka driving in his 6th and 7th runs of the year as Valencia and Repko score. That's huge.
2-0 Twins. Revere at the plate with 1 away. Corner infielders up, middle infielders back. There's another RBI out there for Revere if he can hit a ground ball past the pitcher. Goes after a high fastball. 1 strike. Revere bounced out to third. He actually sent a hard ground ball right down the third baseline, and Longoria made a nice backhanded play to throw him out. And Price can't make the play. A run will score, and Revere is out. A good play by the second baseman Rodriguez. Price tried to barehand it and maybe make a play at home, but Tolbert scores, and it's 3-0.
Well, Ben Revere doing his job right there. And those are the little things that come into play. Got jammed a little bit, and Price getting over there, trying to barehand it on that short hop. He slowed it down, and Rodriguez has to come in and make a great play. But Tolbert does score the third run of the inning, and Rivera picks up his 10th RBI.
And Nishioka moving to third, of course. It's a good inning for the Twins, a 3-spot here in the second. And Casilla, the next batter, popped up on the first pitch he saw of the first inning. Hard but foul. The Twins seem to be taking the approach, trying to attack his fastball.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job this inning. Valencia jumped on that first fastball. Repko on a great hit and run on a fastball, and then Nishioka. And, you know, on Repko and Nishioka, Price fell behind an account.
Fastball off the plate, 1-2. Tapper left side. Longoria underhands it over to Kochman to end the inning. But a good inning for the Twins. 3 hits and 3 runs.
Shout out to the Minnesota Twins. You guys rock. And thanks to my family and friends for supporting me through this deployment. Bye.
Hi, my name is Staff Sergeant Kyle Nessett, United States Air Force. I'm here in Camp Leatherneck, Afghanistan. I'd like to give a shout out to my family and friends. And let's go Minnesota Twins. Let's win one tonight. Happy 4th of July.
And they're off to a good start in that regard. 3-0 Twins as we go to the third inning. Johnny Damon leading things off. He has been awesome for Joe Madden and his crew this year. Some heartbreaking hits against the Twins earlier this year. And he's kept on going. Hitting nearly 500 over his last 9 games. That's lifted foul. Chased by Valencia. And back into the seats. 2 strikes. When you think of the start of the season, Bert, for the Rays, and they knew they lost a lot of veterans through free agency, and they tried to fill in some gaps with 2 veterans, Johnny Damon and Manny Ramirez. And a lot of people, I think, have maybe even already forgotten that Manny Ramirez was just a footnote to the season this year for the Rays. And Damon waves at strike 3.
Yeah, Johnny Damon's a gamer. The guy is never on a disabled list. He plays 150 games a year, and he's a very, very good hitter. Almost 2,700 major league hits. Got a good breaking ball right there, taking a little off, and Damon way out front.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, he passed Ted Williams on the all-time hit list and said that was a really big milestone for him. Of course, Damon won a World Series with the Red Sox. But boy, I can't think of two players at opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of distractions, clubhouse chemistry than Johnny Damon and Manny Ramirez. I mean, Damon has just been excellent in the lineup every day. Fly ball right center field. Casilla out, Kadire in. They're all looking at each other, and Kadire makes the play in front of Revere, 2 down.
Well, you got to do a lot of yelling right there. Finally, Kadire, maybe his voice a little bit louder than Ben Revere, cut in front of him and made the catch. The ball had a lot of hang time, but both outfielders playing pretty deep. Finally caught up to that ball, and it was Kadire who caught it.
2 down, and Longoria hit a liner to left his first time up.
I think for the franchise, for Joe Madden, you know, they took the gamble on Manny Ramirez on what kind of attitude he'd have coming in after spending the years with the Dodgers. And the best thing that I think happened to the organization, and Manny is no longer with them.
Got off to a slow start, got caught with his hand in the female hormone jar again. 1-0.
Important inning right here. So far, so good for Dunsing. Your team scores you some runs, get them back on the bench. And he's shown a couple good, slow curveballs so far this inning. Struck out Damon on it, got ahead of Rodriguez with that slow curveball. So changing speeds well.
Oh. Wow, nice pickup. A smash against the slope of the mound. And Dunsing makes the play, and he's got a 1-2-3 inning. Minnesota Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy birthday, America. Twins have a 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Joe Mauer will lead things off. Mauer, Kadire, and Valencia against David Price. You know, a couple of programming notes, if you'll allow me. We were not supposed to originally televise the series finale here on Wednesday, but we're going to do that. So it's not on any of the pocket schedules or any of the magnet schedules, but we have added that telecast. So if you're watching today and have the freedom to do so on Wednesday, tune in. We'll be on the air, but you won't be on the air. That's the other programming, though.
No, I will not. I'm taking some time off. I'm not going to Chicago, and Mr. Tom Kelly's going to work with you, Dick.
Looking forward to former manager Tom Kelly in the TV booth. 1-1.
I have to go home and write my speech. I've been delaying it long enough, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and it's the 4th of July. I said, uh-oh.
Just ad-lib it. Just,
Well, that's what it's going to come from my heart. Just my heart's hopefully in the right place.
Kidding aside, how much time have you spent thinking about that speech? Because that's what everybody who goes into the Hall of Fame, busted bat. And Price has a little dialogue with Mauer going.
Barrel of the bat got home plate umpire Paul Emmel, and that's why Joe Mauer kind of slowed down right there. Boy, he came back and hopefully it was the barrel that got him.
Yeah, Paul Emmel is really wounded by the busted bat.
Yeah, right knee is what looks like Dave Prumer's looking at.
Mauer is retired, but at what cost? Umpires like catchers wear shin guards, but they're going to unbuckle Emmel's here to see exactly what might have happened.
Let's take a look. The ball just exploded.
Oh my, right above the knee it looked like.
Watch Joe Mauer's reaction right here.
You can see Shopik trying to offer some immediate support for Emmel. Talking with Larry Young, the retired umpire, who's one of the umpire supervisors, and he was telling me a week or so ago about all the umpires that are banged up. Jim Joyce is done for the year. He's going to have some major knee surgery done. And he rattled off the names of 3 or 4 other umpires that are physically unable, or at least a week and a half ago when I talked to Larry Young, unable to perform their duties. And you don't realize, I don't suppose, the good umpire is an invisible umpire, but they really take a beating back.
Boy, they really do. And these guys, they're not guys that are, in their 20s. They're up there. Some of them, are up there in age, and all the wear and tear. It looks like Paul Emmel's going to be okay. Wow, very nice. He's a gamer. Like a hit right off the top of that knee. He's limping a little bit.
Think how many times now, for the course of this ball game, he's going to have to squat and get down into a crouch to call balls and strikes, and what agony he must be feeling every time he does that now with that right leg hurt. So they give Price a couple of warm-up tosses. Hey, what about giving the umpire a couple of practice squats?
I'll let him run down first baseline a little bit.
Here's Kadire. Hit a fly ball to center his first time up. That's hit a long way to left field. A home run for Michael Kadire.
Keep padding those all-star numbers, Michael Kadire. His 12th of the year. Hit a home run in yesterday's ball game. Excuse me, a couple days ago. On Saturday. And got a fastball from David Price and jumped all over it. So his first hit off of David Price in 11 at-bats leaves the ballpark.
A second level shot, and it's 4-0. Here's Danny Valencia. So Price is now with Valencia where Kadire was with Price. Kadire had never gotten a hit against David Price, and he got that taken care of. Price has never retired Danny Valencia in 7 at-bats. 1-1 to Valencia. Another look at Kadire's swing to make it 4-0.
Always watch the catcher. Shopik sitting away. The ball coming back over the plate. Good solid swing by Kadire.
It's pulled foul, 1-2.
Yeah, Danny Valencia 5 for 5 lifetime against David Price. And
a couple of walks. Valencia singled leading off the second inning, and by innings end the Twins had 3 runs up on the board.
That home run by Kadire measured at 443 feet.
A fastball, and Price finally retires Valencia, 2 down.
Second strikeout for David Price.
You can click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsNorth.com homepage and have the chance to win 4 tickets to the Lynx against Connecticut on Sunday, July 9th at Target Center. One winner will receive tickets and the chance to appear in a halftime contest during the game. Now, if you're not a member of the Fan Zone, you can join. It's fast, it's free, and it's all at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com. Now, I don't know what the contest would be. Free throw shooting? I'd feel comfortable doing that. Wouldn't make any, but I would feel comfortable doing that.
Well, go Lynx. Off to a pretty good start. Hopefully they'll have a very good season.
1-1 to Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes in a strikeout rut right now. Price struck him out on 3 fastballs in the second. Hughes with 40 strikeouts and 158 at bats. 2-2. And now a full count, and Repko hoping for a chance here in the third. A good start to this series for the Twins. They were frustrated, to say the least, in the first 7 games with the Rays. And 2 strikes out again.
Price just rearing back and throwing a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right by him.
Kadire home run, and it's 4-0. Brian Dunsing, after a couple of shaky innings, had a very quick 1-2-3 third. He'll face B.J. Upton, Justin Ruggiano, and Casey Kotchman. Upton walked to fill the bases with 1 out in the first inning, but then Dunsing got a double play grounder to end that inning. Got another double play grounder after a leadoff single in the second. Just like that, he's leading 4-0 instead of being down 4-0. Just off the plate, 1-1.
Well, Dunsing did what he needed to do last inning, a 1-2-3 inning, only 8 pitches for Brian Dunsing. Right now at 41 pitches, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Up the middle, and Upton has a base hit. Third time the Rays have gotten a leadoff single against Brian Dunsing. So Ruggiano bounced into a double play the first time up against Dunsing, and Dunsing will try to get him again here in the fourth.
The Yeager family are up here in the booth from Orange City, Iowa. Celebrating, where's that sign? It's a Dutch sign right here.
Oh, really?
Yep. All in Dutch. And I signed it in Dutch. They are hereby circled in Dutch. So welcome up to the booth, guys and girls.
Hit a long way to right field in the corner. Kadire under the overhang. Leaps and makes the catch. Very similar to the catch he did not make in the ninth inning in the other direction. He got to the wall and made a nice leaping catch for the first out.
You know, that warning track is a little bit wider or longer than a lot of warning tracks, and it's the second time we've seen Kadire not get all the way to the wall. Now he's watching the flight of the ball. He thinks he's near the wall, but you can see he still has maybe a couple more steps, but leaps up right here and makes a great catch for the first out. That ball stay in the glove. So a little bit of that glove, that ball in that glove, but a nice running catch by Michael Kadire.
And now Casey Kochman is singled leading off the second. Yeah, you're right. The warning track is just a little bit deeper here, and so if you're an outfielder and you can feel the difference, that's why they call it a warning track. Outfielders will tell you they can tell when they're off the grass and onto the cinder track, dirt track, whatever it is. And you're just conditioned to believe it's 3 steps, maybe 4, but not 5 steps, maybe 6.
It's got to be a tough play for an outfielder to do that too. I mean, you have to keep your eye on the ball, and then you're going back and you say, okay, 1, 2, 3. I know I'm near the wall.
Right.
You know, and all of a sudden you leap, and then when you find out you're not going to crash into the wall, you stumble into the wall. But Kadire stayed with that and made a great catch.
There goes Upton, and Mauer's throw right on a bag. Got him. Ooh. A perfect throw by Joe Mauer.
Upton saying he's safe right there. What a perfect throw, like you mentioned. Upton trying to steal his 21st base, but he's caught for the 6th time. He had a great jump against Brian Dunsing. Look at the jump he had right there. And then the great throw.
Nishioka's glove might have brushed him right there. Might have missed him altogether. Kochman. And just off the tip of Nishioka's glove. Kochman has a base hit. And now Revere overruns the ball, but it'll be a single for Kochman, his second of the ball game. Nishioka nearly came down with the line drive.
Watch Nishioka get as high as he can. And right off the tip of his glove.
And Upton's throw out at second base, valid or not, a big play. Out number 2 with just a runner at first. Shopik takes strike 1. Shopik hit into a double play his first time up. Dunsing trying to finish off the Rays here in the 4th inning.
Shopik in his 2nd season with the Rays. Joe Madden, a little different hair color out of Joe Madden that we've seen in the past.
And hair length. He's letting it grow. You and I keep getting our hair shorter and shorter, and the fashionable thing to do is to have it go longer and longer.
He's one guy that really enjoys coming up with different little venues for not only himself but also for his team. He'll dress up like the 50s on some road trips.
You do that and you don't even try.
I know. It's my clothes.
2-1. I think in this matchup, it's kind of a vague term, but we might have the two best players managers in the game. And Joe Madden is very much a part of the new age of managers. Ron Gardenhire too. Each of them getting their first managerial jobs with their teams. Bounce foul.
Yeah, Madden getting his in 2008. Gardy last year. Good baseball man out of the Angel organization. He was there when I was a member of the then called California Angels. Saw Ron Renicky with the Brewers out of the Angel under Mike Scioscia.
A couple weeks ago, Bud Black of the Padres here. Also from the Angel coaching staff. 2-2 to Shopping. Popped up, back, and out of play. You know, Ron Gardenhire was interviewed for 3 or 4 managerial jobs before he finally took the Twins job. And every once in a while you'll hear Scotty Alger's name mentioned as a possible managerial candidate somewhere else.
Now the pitch count for Brian Dunsing. Good strike to ball ratio. Trying to get this final out here in the top of the 4th inning.
3-2. And Kochman will take off from first early.
Well, what you don't want to do here is leave a pitch a middle in. Shopping's got some pop in his bat. So they work him hard away.
All-star Matt Joyce on deck. Foul back.
And the fastball down and away. And Shopping fouling it off. Kochman has to go back to first.
Dunsing's given up a couple of hits here in the 4th. And a total of 5 so far in the game with a couple of walks mixed in. Another 3-2 to Kelly Shopping. Popped up. Mauer coming back. But this one too out of play. Are you happy interleague play is over with?
Yeah, I am. I don't like interleague play.
Okay. Well,
how about yourself?
Yeah, me too. The American League had the edge again, 131 and 121. The interleague mark favoring the American League. Rays did very well in interleague play, 12 and 6.
It's not that I don't like it. I just don't like the imbalance of it, where everybody in our division should play the same teams. They have not.
3-2 to Shopping. With Dunsing protecting a 4-run lead. And a walk. Puts runners at first and second for Matt Joyce.
Yeah, 3rd walk right there. You need to make Shopping swing the bat right there.
And we've gone from 16 to the final 2 greatest moments in the All-Star game. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic moment. And tune into the 2011 MLB All-Star game on Tuesday, July 12th at 7 o'clock on Fox. And Matt Joyce will be at the All-Star game, along with James Shields, tomorrow's starting pitcher, and David Price, today's starting pitcher. That's Doink behind third, and that's down the line, foul. So we just had the Milwaukee Brewers in here, and they'll have 3 starters on the National League side. And now the Rays, for the 4th straight year, will have 3 All-Star players. This from a franchise that had the mandatory 1 player per year pick for a long, long time. And that guy deserves a lot of credit for
he does.
Changing the attitude and the complexion of things in St. Petersburg.
Matt Joyce came into this ball game hitting .209 against left-handed pitchers. 0 for 3 lifetime now against Brian Duensing.
1 strike to Joyce. Up around the hands. What a snag by Casilla, and he throws him out. Joyce with a wicked smash headed for right field, but Casilla got it and turned it into an out.
North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of this sight. Beautiful blue sky over a beautiful green baseball park. And a 4-0 Twins lead. Our AT&T trivia question: who holds the Tampa Bay record with 26 career runs batted in against the Twins?
Ben Zobrist.
He did it.
He had half of those in that 3-game series.
What an incredible series he had here. 13 runs batted in a 3-game series. Jason Repko will lead off the 4th inning. You know, one of the reasons the Rays they struggled early on is they tried to establish some credibility with some veteran players. A lot of veterans went through there, but just for a year or two at a time. Wade Boggs, Cecil Fielder, Jose Canseco. I mean, there's a long list of guys who weren't in their primes any longer. And maybe it's not surprising at all that this franchise got off the floor when they invested in their younger players and developed them, like Longoria. Now, they got really lucky with Carlos Pena because he had bounced around a bunch of different teams and found a home in St. Petersburg. But Carl Crawford eventually emerged as one of the better players in the American League.
Yeah, B.J. Upton.
3-1 to the leadoff man here in the Twins' 4th, and Repko with a liner to left and a nice running backhanded catch by Ruggiano, 1 away. Get geared up for the final 3 months of the Twins season by stocking up on Twins apparel and merchandise from a Twins Pro Shop or the Majestic Athletic Clubhouse store here at Target Field. Visit this week if you can. Check out the great selection on all the latest Twins apparel. The Pro Shops are located in Minnetonka, Apple Valley, and Roseville. And it's always fun to take some time out either before, after, or during the game and go to the shop here down the right field line. Tolbert drew a big walk in the 3-run second inning. And the Twins need to continue to have good at-bats. If they didn't learn a lesson Saturday night, they should have learned it yesterday. There's no such thing as a safe early lead. Twins had a 7-run lead on Saturday, only to see the Brewers come back and beat them. Then early in the ball game yesterday, the Brewers had a 5-run lead and lost the game. One and two to Matt Tolbert. On the outside corner. Price might have been guilty of getting a little bit too much of the plate with some of his early fastballs, but that one in an almost unhittable spot.
Yeah, his 4th strikeout of the ball game for David Price.
Here's Nishioka, who drove a fastball, deep into the right field corner for a 2-run double in the second. (2-0). And I think it's safe to say it was the biggest hit Nishioka's gotten with the Twins so far, in part because of who he got it against.
Good changeup right there. And the situation, bases loaded. Twins needed to get on the board, and Nishioka delivered with that 2-run double.
There's that fastball, 95, knee high on the outside corner. 2-2. And right down the middle. So a 1-2-3 4th inning. Price's first of the ball game. It's 4-0. And we do wish you a happy 4th of July. Opening game of this 3-game series at Target Field. Robbie and Smikowski, Tim Laudner, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer, most of us decked out in our red shirts, our patriotic shirts. And I guess Robbie and Smikowski's blue shirt would be patriotic too.
Yes.
Red, white, and blue. Brian Dunsing's kind of bobbed and weaved his way through 4 innings of scoreless pitching here so far. Elliott Johnson will lead off the 5th.
He's had a couple double plays turned behind him in the first 2 innings. Last inning gave up a couple hits, a walk, but still able to work out of it. So Dunsing needs to refocus and get some early outs here. 18 pitches in that 4th inning.
And now 2-0. Well, the hits have been numerous, 5 of them the walks, but yet Dunsing's gotten a couple of double play balls, some well hit line drives caught for outs. There's a strike, 2-1. And now 3-1. Now 3 times in the first 4 innings, the Rays have gotten a leadoff single. Dunsing doesn't want to issue a leadoff walk to the number 9 batter.
Yeah, especially a number 9 guy. Make him swing the bat.
And he missed. The leadoff man is on again.
Yeah, Dunsing walked 4 in his last outing in 5 innings against the Dodgers. Now that's his 4th walk here this afternoon.
You can ask a question online, carsoup.com/baseball. Mike McCarthy from Thief River Falls. I'm guessing the high temperature up there about 83, 85 degrees today. What are some of your favorite memories of baseball on the 4th of July? Damon the hitter. Swing and a miss. You must have gotten some starting assignments on the 4th of July.
I wish I could remember. I don't.
Well, I think
we've got what I had for breakfast.
We've had that question before, and I've always come up with the same answer. Rod Carew hitting a grand slam on a 4th of July doubleheader, a walk-off grand slam against the Cleveland Indians. There's a pitch down and away, 1-1.
I believe it was a 4th of July, if I'm not mistaken, when Eddie Bain faced David Clyde back in, I believe, 74 or 5 at the old stadium. Twins won that ball game, I believe. David Clyde, the young 18-year-old coming up with the Texas Rangers, and Eddie Bain, the number 1 pick by the Twins that year.
1-2.
Out of Arizona State.
Damon getting a lot of off-speed stuff from Dunsing, and Dunsing gets ahead of him 1-2.
Yeah, he struck him out on that slow curveball in the 3rd inning.
One and 2 to Damon. Kept foul. Mauer can't hang on. The at-bat's still alive.
Well, they went inside right there, and Damon just got a piece of it. Damon, a 2-time All-Star, both with the Boston Red Sox in 2002 and 2005. 17 major league seasons for Johnny Damon.
And he got him with that breaking pitch again.
And the only 2 strikeouts for Brian Dunsing have been Johnny Damon in the 3rd, and now here the first out in the top of the 5th.
Some great baseball players went into the military in the midst of their baseball careers. Sadly, they say Christy Mathewson was never the same after he came back from the military, that he was subjected to some mustard gas, which they used back then, and he was never the same pitcher afterwards. But I asked you the other day, here's a pop-up in foul ground, and Hughes might have a play on this one. Makes the catch out, number 2. You came out of high school in an era when, and I later had the same thing, where you were draft eligible, and we're not talking about a baseball draft, the military draft. What do you remember about that experience?
Well, I remember 1969, they did it by your birthday, and my birthday, of course, is April 6, 278 days from now. But the first year, I think my number was like 350 something. I'm going, uh-oh. The year that I was eligible was about the year I graduated, 1969, and my number was 253. So I had signed with the Twins. If my number was going to be called, the Twins already had set it up where I was going to go on the reserves, a lot like Rod Carew did.
Right. People forget it. It wasn't that long ago, but Carew would have to leave the team occasionally on weekends, as I recall, right?
Yes.
1 strike to Longoria.
And I believe there in 1969 they stopped at about a little over 100. And yourself? Same
well,
thing?
yeah, I kept my draft card for the longest time. I don't know where it is now. I think I was number 112 or something like that. But by the time I graduated from high school, the Vietnam situation, conflict, they weren't drafting anymore. A little pop-up to Casilla, and a leadoff walk does no damage. The bottom line, 5 shutout innings for Brian Dunsing.
I'm Robbie Mikowski in the Minnesota State Lottery Winner's Circle. Dick and Bert, very special people here. We've got Arlene and Galen here who made the trip from Minot, North Dakota. They came down here to get away, dealing with the flood issue that they're dealing with in Minot. And this is their getaway, Bert, so they want to be circled. So let them have a little fun today so all their friends that are watching back home can see them. I believe you have been circled by now, Arlene.
Darlene.
What are you?
It's Darlene.
Darlene, man. But you got circled anyways, Darlene.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bert. Thanks to Minot.
Okay, and fans, you can help out. Visit FoxSportsNorth.com, click on the Fox Sports North supports page, and help support the flood victims in Minot, North Dakota, Dick.
All right, thank you very much, Robbie.
You are hereby circled, Darlene.
Ben Revere bunts it foul, 1 strike. It'll be Revere, Casilla, and Maurer in the Twins' 5th. Price really settled down and had a very strong 4th inning after giving up 4 runs in the 2nd and 3rd. And Revere a part of that. He came up with the runner at 3rd and only 1 out. He hit a little dribbler that got by Price. Second baseman Rodriguez made a nice play, but a run scored on the play, and the Twins had a 3-0 lead, and there's strike 2.
Good sharp slider there by Price. 62 pitches, 40 strikes, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
Pitch up and in. And Revere swung at the pitch, and it looked like it almost raked him across the knuckles. Where would the Twins be without Ben Revere? Denard Span still some distance away from rejoining the lineup.
Yeah, I talked to Denard before the game today, and he said it's a slow process, but he's feeling better and better every day.
Told me the other day the plan was he would be joining us in Chicago to try to, do baseball activity and at least pretend to be a baseball player for a long time, or for the 4-game series there, and then maybe take a step back during the All-Star break, or maybe if things went well, go ahead and head out on a rehab assignment. But we'll have a couple of good days and 1 bad day, and that of course retards the whole process. 2-2 to Revere. That's to left field, hanging in the air for Ruggiano, 1 away. Twins fans, you can let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. And so far, Nishioka with that big 2-run double is the top vote getter. Dunsing pitches a couple more shutout innings. He might get some more votes. Here's Casilla, 0 for 2. A pop up to second and a grounder to third. Ball 1. Casilla bunts it in the air, and Price charges in to make the catch. Casilla's tried to bunt a little bit in this homestand, but he's been popping the ball up.
Yeah, good reaction right there by Price. At 6'6", he has to come in and make the catch. The ball gets in front of Price. Casilla may have an infield base hit, but Price coming off that mound, getting that little pop-up.
So after Kadayer's home run, Price has set down 7 men in a row on 4 strikeouts, a couple of fly balls and a pop-up. Mauer reached on an error and hit a comebacker to Price just inside a ball. Mauer, for the first time in a few years, getting the All-Star break off. With injuries crimping his first half production. Fastball down the middle, 1-1. Just off the corner, 2-1. With all the intrigue and discussion about Mauer and when he'll be playing first base, we saw in evidence here earlier today why he's so good behind the plate. It took a perfect throw to get the runner Upton at second base, and even though he may not have gotten him in time, if he doesn't make a perfect throw, the Twins don't get the call. 2-2. Just outside, full count with Kadayer on deck. Tonight the Tigers are going to be playing the Angels, and the Indians hosting the Yankees. They're the top 2 teams jockeying back and forth on top of the Twins division. Full count to Joe Mauer, and a chopper to second. Easy play for Rodriguez. And now 8 in a row set down by David Price. We head to the 6th. Twins up 4-0.
From around first pitch temperature in the upper 70s.
We've had incredible weather for most of this homestand, and we'll cross our fingers and we won't have any weather interruptions tomorrow. Join Major League Baseball in helping those veterans who have done so much to help us. Log on to MLB.com or welcomebackveterans.org for more information on how you can make a difference. 4-0 Twins. We head to the 6th. Brian Dunsing has had to pitch around some difficulty here today, but as you said before, he's the only Twins pitcher to have a win against the Rays, and he's in position to get another one today. 2 strikes.
Well, you want to get off that. You want to get that first guy out, and Dunsing's had a tough time doing that. He started the ball game off. Damon got a base hit to lead off the first. Kochman base hit to lead off the second. Then he struck out Damon to start the third, and then Upton, who's up right now, led off the fourth with a base hit up the middle. Then he walked Johnson in the fifth. So get that first guy out.
Outside 1-2. A night game tomorrow, a day game Wednesday, and then the Twins will be done with the Rays until a possible postseason matchup. 2-2.
The backdoor slider right there, missed down and away.
Tapper. And Casilla gets around it, fires, and Hughes sprawls at first, but keeps his foot on the bag. 1 away.
Yeah, nice play by Luke Hughes. Always a tough play. We saw Casey Kochman make the same play to end the bottom of the fifth, and here throw a little bit on the outfield side, but Hughes falling like Kent Herbeck used to do so well. Kept his foot on the bag.
Infamous play in the '87 playoffs against Detroit. He called it the couch potato play. Was laid on his stomach and stretched out as far as he could to get a throw from Gary Gaetti. This one dribbled up the line, foul. Tom Foley with a clean pickup. Bouncer to short. Ishioka charges 2 down. All-Star voting isn't over quite yet. You can vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster until Thursday, July 7th. You can go to twinsbaseball.com and cast your All-Star game final vote. For the final 2 All-Stars for the game in Phoenix, you can vote at twinsbaseball.com. There are the candidates, and without discussing the merits of the other 4, if I was going to go online, I would vote for Paul Konerko.
Yeah, I mean, you got some good names on there. Alex Gordon doing a good job for the Royals. Andrew Jones with Baltimore, but Konerko, I think if you look at all the numbers, Victor Martinez doing a good job for the Tigers. Zobrist, but I agree, Konerko.
Half swing, should be a strike. It is 1-1. Lifted down the left field line. Chasing it is Repko. Just enough room to make the play. And so a 1-2-3-6 for Dunsing. And the Twins maintain a 4-0 lead. Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
Yeah, Nishioka with a big 2-run double in the 3-run second inning. His biggest hit in a Twins uniform, driving in his 6th and 7th run. And the Twins have a 4-0 lead going here to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, Michael Cuddyer will lead things off in the 6th for the Twins. Cuddyer, Valencia, and Hughes to face David Price, who gave up a 3-run second. And Cuddyer hit a solo home run into the second level and left with 1 out in the 3rd. Down low, ball 1.
Well, Price has retired 8 straight since that Cuddyer home run.
Now, you were talking before about Price and, you know, whether he was going to hang out with Cuddyer. And I don't know that's going to happen, but now Cuddier's got a home run against David Price. He'll be at the All-Star game
no
together.
Chance David Price will talk to him.
Because of the home run? Bouncer to short. Actually, Price was asked about that, and he said, you know, it's going to be nice having James Shields along because he'll have somebody to hang with during the All-Star game. And I don't know that he'll turn his back on the position players, but it's a little bit different now than it was when there was hatred between the two leagues.
And sometimes hatred between the pitchers and the everyday players that were on the team. So I remember talking to Bob Gibson about that, and he didn't want to go and make friends with somebody on, say, you know, he's with the Cardinals,
Willie Mays.
Somebody with the Phillies or somebody like that, right? He said, I might have to face him.
Gladden missed another one. Dan Gladden missed another one.
That ball was a little bit lower. I will. The only way he's going to catch that ball is to dive over and probably break his neck.
Swing and a foul. He's had the glove up there for as long as he's been a broadcaster. And our official scorers here has given him an E.
Oh, boy.
And Valencia shoots one to the right field corner. That's down for a hit. And it'll get to the corner. Valencia to second. And he's in with his second hit against David Price. And he's now 6 for 7 with 2 walks against David Price.
Yeah, 16th double of the year right off the end of the bat, but this is a good sign for Danny Valencia. Not trying to pull the ball, just taking that ball down the right field line. Matt Joyce has to get it in that corner, and a 1-out double for Danny Valencia.
Well, here's Luke Hughes, and he's had a tough time putting the bat on the ball here in the homestand. A couple of strikeouts against Price again here today. Lifts it down the right field line. It'll spin back into the seats. But you were talking about the All-Star game and how it used to be Bob Gibson wouldn't associate with Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, or anybody else he might have to try to get out the next week.
Right. Well, that was kind of when, you know, guys came up and stayed in that organization their whole career. But since '76 with the free agency, guys jump from club to club. You know, there's so many different winter leagues that guys get to know each other. So there's a lot more friendship, I believe, in baseball than there used to be.
2 strikes. One of the areas of concern for Joe Torre this year is to try to minimize fraternization on the field after the gates are open. They don't want the impression that these guys are all chummy when they're trying to, you know, beat each other once the game starts.
Well, why don't they do it now during a regular season game? There's still a lot of fraternization behind.
And that's what they're trying to, you know, put the clamps on a little bit. 1 and 2. I remember the All-Star game. The first one I went to was '82 in Montreal. And Carlton Fisk was the captain of the American League team. And he went on and on in the press briefing the day before the game about how it was just an exhibition game. And, you know, it was for the fans and all that. Tap foul. And, of course, at that time, the National League won just about every year. And then Pete Rose, who was the National League captain, said, hey, I don't believe any of that for a minute. Losing sucks. And that kind of represented the attitude of at least the National League in 1982. They still wanted very badly to win that game and show some dominance over the American League. I think Pete Rose probably wanted to win every game he ever suited up for.
For sure.
1-2.
As everybody here on the field does.
Down and in, and Hughes seen a lot of pitches in this at bat.
A breaking ball right there. Now Price has struck him out a couple times on high fastballs. He tried the breaking ball, just missed down and in.
Three and two.
A good take right there by Hughes. That's the last time up. He swung at that pitch and struck out.
Just up and away a little bit. Taken for ball 3. Repko on deck. And another strikeout.
Oh, he pulled the string right there.
So he battles and he battles and he works the count full, and Price still fans it.
That's strikeout number 6. Pulled the string, and Hughes way out front.
And for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch, brought to you by CenturyLink high-speed internet.
Well, David Price, the hard-throwing left-hander. I'm going to say 96, 97, somewhere in that range right there, 97, and Dunsing at 93.
Here's Repko, singled and scored his first time up. Twins trying to take advantage of Valencia's one-out double. Got a pitch up and fouled it back.
Price came into the ballgame 4th in the American League in strikeouts with 116. 6 so far. He's got 122. Justin Verlander leading the American League with 130 strikeouts. Then you have James Shields, who's working here tomorrow. And then Felix Hernandez with the Seattle Mariners at 124.
Inside, 2-1.
You know, last year was David Price who started the ball game, and it'll be interesting to see who the starter for the American League will be. It should be Justin Verlander, but he's pitching that Sunday day, game. So you don't know. Will they let him start? It'll be a side piece and maybe pitch 1 inning.
Bounce to short. Johnson fires across. Same for James Shields, tomorrow's starter. He'll start again on Sunday and be excluded from consideration for the start. Is brought to you by the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs, for all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. 4-0. Twins taking the lead on David Price early, and Brian Dunsing has made it hold up. He's retired 6 men in a row after a leadoff walk in the 5th. And now Kelly Shopik will hit here in the 7th. Ball 1. Dunsing had some issues he was struggling through in the early innings, but now he's standing out there throwing pitches in the 7th with just 82 pitches. Fouled back, 1-1.
He's had a couple innings where he's only needed a couple handfuls of pitches. In the 3rd inning, only 8 pitches, and then last inning only 10 to get 3 outs. And we see Pavano do that so well. Have some quick innings that get you into the 7th and 8th inning.
Even Liriano, when he pitched his no-hitter, walked 6 guys, but within the ball game, he had some 7 or 8 pitch innings that allowed him to be sent out there for the 8th and 9th. I think his 8th inning, he threw something like 7 or 8 pitches. Fly ball, right center field, looks harmless enough. 1 down in the 7th. Back to our trivia contest. I'm just going to take a shot and say it's Carlos Pena.
Let's say Carl Crawford or maybe Fred McGriff. Fred McGriff.
Crime Dog. Oh, another right answer.
Ding, 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 ding.
McGriff, I think, ended his career with the Rays.
Yes, he did.
And finished just short of the 500 home run mark. Or 400 home run. Did he finish just short of 400, I'm guessing? It's only a difference of 100 home runs.
Yeah, what's 100?
There's Matt Joyce.
I gave up only almost 102 years. What the heck? It's nothing.
2-0 to Matt Joyce.
Good breaking ball there.
Dunsing really mixing up his pitches in some key spots, throwing off-speed pitches and typically fastball counts. Similar to the pitch he struck Johnny Damon out twice. But now 3-1.
Dunsing 6 1/3 innings. Both starters have given up 5 hits. Just the big 3-run second inning for the Twins off of David Price. And then the Kadire home run. There's 3-1 breaking ball. Right now it looks like Dunsing has more control of that breaking ball than he does his fastball.
3-2. And got him with a high breaking pitch. 2 down.
3rd strikeout for Dunsing in the ball game. Got Damon twice, and now the left-handed hitter Matt Joyce.
2 gone. Number 9 hitter Elliott Johnson, and the truck informed me that Fred McGriff, I was right the first time, ended up with 493 major league home runs. This one lifted to left, and Repko comes in, makes the catch. Another pretty quick inning for Dunsing. He set down 9 men in a row. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica.
Fans, please rise and welcome 15-year-old Gabrielle Arthur as she leads us in the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet
special shout out to the Minnesota Twins and all my friends and family back home. Miss you much. Bye.
Hi, Major Sounder Andrews, giving a shout out from Baghdad, Iraq. I want to say hi to all my family in Minnesota and my wife, Lana, and my son, Cooper, in Utah. And go Twins. Happy 4th of July.
4-0 Twins in the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Not a cloud in the sky. I guess maybe there is one as you look real hard over the canopy down the third baseline. Cesar Ramos comes out of the Tampa Bay bullpen.
Yeah, Ramos making his 40th relief appearance. Pretty good bullpen. It's kind of a rebuilt bullpen for Joe Madden. Ramos has done a very good job in his first season with the Rays, coming over from the San Diego Padre organization.
Pitch inside to Matt Tolbert. Tolbert drew a walk in the 3-run second and then was called out on strikes in the 4th. And a bouncer, nice pickup by Longoria, and he fires over to first to Kochman. Longoria just very smooth over there at third base. You think of him as an offensive player, but very, very good defensively. One down.
Well, Ramos, 26 years old. He came over in the Jason Bartlett trade. Bartlett was traded over to the Padres. They did a good job of attacking that ball rather than waiting back. He went and got it. Longoria did.
There's Nishioka, may have gotten the biggest Twins hit in the 3rd inning. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Nishioka sliced a double over the head of Joyce into the right field corner. A couple of runs scored, another run scored later in the inning, and the Twins had jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. 1 strike. Now backhanded by Johnson, and Nishioka is retired on a close play. Good play by Johnson in the hole, 2 away.
You like to see this because Nishioka pretty quick, but Johnson, good strong throw. And Casey Kochman coming off that bag very quickly for the 2nd out.
Here's Ben Revere looking for his first hit. He has driven in a run with a ground ball. 2 ground outs and a fly ball so far for Revere. And now another ground ball. And Ramos comes out of the pen as a quick 1-2-3, 7th inning.
Four runs for the Twins came in the 2nd inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. It was Nishioka's 2-run double that put the Twins up 2-0 at the time. Michael Kadire in the 3rd inning, his 12th home run of the year. And Brian Dunsing's done a good job. A couple double plays turned behind him early. And now he's retired 9 straight.
Johnny Damon started the game with a chopper over the mound. He beat it out for an infield hit. The Rays had their strongest threat of the game. They had the bases loaded, 1 out in the first inning. Dunsing got a double play grounder, and he's kept the Rays off the scoreboard all afternoon long. Fouled back, 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 to Johnny Damon. Strike 3. Dunsing had gotten him out twice with breaking balls away, came back inside to get a called 3rd strike.
That's strikeout number 4, so 3 of the 4 have been Johnny Damon. The other one, Matt Joyce, last inning.
Second baseman, Sean Rodriguez.
1 down. Here's Sean Rodriguez. And there is strike 1. Well, whatever caused Dunsing to wobble a little bit in the first 2 innings, he's certainly adjusted here in the middle and late innings. And now a base hit up the middle by Rodriguez, his 2nd hit of the ball game. And they've both gone to center field.
I think it was the 4th inning. I mean, he got a couple double plays in the 1st and 2nd inning, but he really worked out of a jam in the 4th. Great throw by Kadire that ended up getting B.J. Upton, even though it looked like Nishioka didn't tag him. But then he gave up another hit, a walk, and then Alexi Casilla made that great play off the bat of Matt Joyce to end that inning. Then since that time, it's the first hit since the 4th inning.
Yeah. Here's Longoria, 0 for 3. Down and away, ball 1. Twins 10 games below 500. The Rays 10 games above.
Yeah, Rays playing better on the road than they are at Tropicana Field.
1-1.
Rays are 500 at home, 21-21, and on the road coming into this ball game, 26-16 on the road.
Under the assumption that the wild card this year will again come from the American League East, there are 3 teams seemingly battling it out for those 2 spots, the division champion and the wild card, as we begin the second half of the season. Down and in, 2-1.
Now the Rays have done very well against the Yankees. It's the Boston Red Sox they've had a tough time beating.
If you ranked them just in terms of divisional rankings, Red Sox have an 18-9 mark in the division. Rays 15-12, and then the Yankees just a 1 game above 500, 13-12. Pulled foul, 2-2. Pitch number 102 coming up for Dunsing. Just off the plate, 3-2. Got him, pulled the string and got another strikeout.
And strikeout number 5 for Brian Dunsing. Good location. Mauer wanting that ball down. Down in the strike zone.
So 2 gone, a runner at first, and here's B.J. Upton. Strike on the outside corner. Well, whether it was that fourth inning or not, Dunsing just seems to be so much sharper with all of his pitches.
Yeah, he's locked in right now.
And he's throwing first pitch strikes, but they're quality strikes on the edges of the strike zone. One and one.
Dunsing making his 38th major league start, 17-10 as a starter.
He's had great success and a lot of swings and misses with that breaking ball. 1-2. Dunsing's got his family here from the Omaha area to watch him pitch on America's birthday. Two and two. And now a full count with 2 away.
Another sellout crowd, 39,528. '29th sellout of the season here this afternoon.
Two away, the runner at first will take off with a 3-2 count. Fouled away into the seats. No activity in the Twins bullpen. They're fully expecting Dunsing to work through the 8th inning here. Will be his 110th pitch. Got him! 8 shutout innings for Brian Dunsing.
And he strikes out the side here in the 8th.
For the Tampa Bay Rays, I'm Robbie Mikowski. Inviting you to tune in to Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota post-game wrap. Among the topics to be discussed, Dunsing's holiday gem. That's Brian Dunsing and his 8 shutout innings on 110 pitches. Our instructional, the art of throwing out base stealers. Tim Laudner, former catcher. Bert Blyleven, a former pitcher, going to take you through the art of throwing out base stealers. And also Gardy's post-game comments. You'll get him and what he thought of David Price, and also Brian Dunsing and his performance tonight on Twins Live. Following the ballgame, Dick and Bert.
Thank you very much, sir. Alexi Casilla taking strike one. It'll be Casilla, Mauer, and Kadire. One and one. Casilla over 3, tried to bunt his way aboard, but popped it up. And David Price, then pitching at the time, made a nice play. Two and one.
Ramos had a very quick 7th inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Now out there for the 8th.
Up the middle. Nice play by Johnson, and he throws him out. Good play going to his left for the first out of the 8th inning. No better place to gather your business, church, or family group than Target Field, and there are some dates in the final half of the season that might be the perfect fit for your group outing. Best way to find out, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com/groups. Check out the options available to groups of 25 or more. Hope to see you at the ballpark. Here's Joe Mauer.
Yeah, Mauer came into the game in an 8-game hitting streak, 0 for 3 so far. At 0 for 3 against David Price.
Mauer hit by a pitch. And he'll take first base.
Ramos going inside and then going a little bit too far inside. Getting Joe Mauer in the back. Joe Madden out.
So a pitching change here with right-handed hitters Kadire, Valencia, Hughes, and Repko all due up.
Looks like Adam Russell.
Family Brands family section's back again this year. It's right up there. Beginning at just $23, you can get a ticket in the family section, a Schweigert hot dog and a Pepsi. Ticket availability is limited, so if you want to sit in the Our Family Brands family section, call 800-33-TWINS tonight or visit twinsbaseball.com.
Well, you saw Cesar Ramos, who came over in the Jason Bartlett trade from the Padres. Another pitcher who came over in that Bartlett trade, Adam Russell, making his 33rd relief appearance. This guy is big. 6'8". About 260.
I'm going to say he's tall and thick.
29 and a third innings, 27 hits allowed, 14 walks with 11 strikeouts.
Two 2-0 to Kadire. You look at this redone Tampa Bay bullpen, 3-0. And it really is a testament to good scouting and finding guys you think you can insert into the holes that were created during the offseason.
I think their biggest find was Kyle Farnsworth, now the closer.
And Kadire walks in 4 pitches. So the Twins have a threat here in the 8th without the benefit of a hit. A hit batter and now a walk. And Valencia will come to the plate. Now Farnsworth was a journeyman, the definition of a journeyman reliever. He was on a different team or two every year. Never really given a chance to close over the last few years, but he's done a great job for them. And Joe Madden will tell you he thinks he ought to be added to the All-Star game if there's an injury later on. Or some spot vacated. Breaking ball, and Valencia swings through it.
First pitch slider right there by Russell after throwing that ball all over the place to Kadire. Comes in with a nasty slider.
High and deep to left field. Ruggiano going back. This ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Danny Valencia.
Crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Danny Valencia, his 10th home run of the year. It seems like when Kadire hits a home run, Danny Valencia says, okay, I'm going to get closer to you. Kadire with 12, now Danny has 10. A slider. Didn't know if this was going to be enough, but it just made it right over the fence in a little planter. That hangs over here. Twins take a 7-0 lead.
Down and in, ball 1. Hughes 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Good day at the plate for Danny Valencia. This one hit hard to center field. Upton going back. And ended up making a basket catch on the edge of the track, out number 2.
That home run by Danny Valencia, Martin, at 361 feet.
He's got that against his breadbasket there. 2 down. And here's Jason Repko. Ball 1. To right field, a base hit. Repko's second hit of the ball game.
Adam Russell coming in. That home run to Valencia, only the second home run he allowed over his last 16 ball games. Was pitching outstanding, an ERA at about 1.2. Roughed up here by the Twins here in the 8th inning.
And Tolbert takes down and in, ball 1. Tolbert 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored as a right-handed batter. Sharply hit, fielded by Rodriguez.
Right in the breadbasket again.
Yeah, he either caught it or it caught him. Danny Valencia caught hold of a 3-run home run, his 10th of the year. Now a team leading 45 runs batted in. Game reset, and Brian Dunsing looking for his second major league shutout.
He had a shutout last year, a 3-hit shutout here against the Oakland A's.
First pitch lifted foul and out of play.
I think we've seen more and more of this really since the first part of June. You know, Ron Gardenhire, Rick Anderson feeding off of the starters. How are you feeling? And Dunsing, I'm sure, saying, hey, I'm fine, especially after that 3-run home run by Danny Valencia.
Liner to center. Revere makes a running catch, one away.
Well, Dunsing early on, he needed some defensive help. He got a couple double plays turned in the first and then in the second. That fourth inning, I tell you, he worked out of a jam in that fourth inning. There's a second double play in the second inning. Gave up a couple hits, a walk in the fourth, worked out of it. But since that time, since the fourth inning, he's given up only 1 hit. Struck out the side in the 8th.
And strike 1 to Casey Kochman. Just inside again. Dunsing inviting his parents here and his wife here for the extended weekend, knowing he's going to pitch on the 4th of July.
You know, Dick, there aren't that many times you could take a shutout deep into the ball game and you get that opportunity to get a shutout. You know, to me, if you pitch a shutout, it just makes the pitcher the next day, and that being Scott Baker tomorrow, that much better because he's got a bullpen that hasn't gotten up all day long. It's like an off day to them.
There's a called strike, 2-2. Well, one of the ways to look at it, of course, is how would the Rays have felt if the Twins had taken Dunsing out? They might have felt like, well, maybe we got a chance, especially if it was a 4-0 ball game. But Dunsing has been so good from the middle innings on. A strikeout for out number 2.
And strikeout number 7 for Brian Dunsing.
5 of the last 7 outs have been recorded via strikeout.
That ties a season high for Dunsing with 7. He did that in New York. Good fastball, enough off-speed pitches, and then you throw the fastball by him.
Strike 1.
Ariano, the only other starter to have a complete game shutout. And, of course, that the no-hitter against the White Sox.
Fly ball, center field. And Brian Dunsing celebrates America's birthday with a 6-hit shutout.
Second career shutout, again, one last year. And congratulations, Brian Dunsing. Got some early run support and held on to it for the shutout.
So the Twins, who had to win a dramatic come-from-behind ball game yesterday to win the Milwaukee series, take a step forward, Kevin, toward winning this series with a convincing 7-0 shutout.
Yeah, the Twins 5-2 on this homestand. Stay with us for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We will teach you the art of throwing out base stealers. We'll break down the holiday gem by Dunsing. We'll show you some great defense behind the pitcher, and we'll hear from the skipper, Ron Gardenhire.